In Chapter 1, we began to embark on our journey through business law for the semester. The concepts that were really focused on during the chapter and throughout the chapter were in regards to critical thinking and legal reasoning. Critical thinking is the concept of what it is, and what the importance of an argument is. The critical thinking skills are the ability to understand the structure of an argument and apply a set of evaluative criteria to assess its merits. It facilitates the development of more effective law. In utilizing critical thinking, we need to assess the quality of someone's reasoning, and it challenges us to form judgments about the quality of the link between the reasons and the conclusion. So there may be a variety of reasons that somebody came to a conclusion, and we need to evaluate what those reasons are, and if we feel that they have merit, and if we feel that there is historical perspectives and historical law cases that actually support those reasons and the conclusion that is reached. In regards to legal reasoning, that is the stimulus that gets people thinking about the issues at hand. The book broke down the critical thinking model into 8 steps to legal reasoning, and the first 4 of those steps regarding what the facts are, what the issue is, what the reasons and conclusions are, and what the relevant rules of law are. Their purpose is to discover the vital elements of the case. And then the following 4 steps to legal reasoning, such as does the legal argument contain significant ambiguity? What ethical norms are fundamental to court reasoning? How appropriate are the legal analogies? Is there relevant information that is missing? Those are the critical thinking component questions that permit us to evaluate reasoning and form reaction. I would think one of the interesting quotes that I read in the book was that law is an alternative to war and physical fighting. It is a human invention. And that's an area, like, I've never really thought about that before. And that is true. You know, what keeps us separated from other cultures that don't have necessarily laws and that type of thing to follow? There are more wars, physical fighting, and things are worked out in that nature, where we work things out according to a set of standards, according to a court of law, and abide by those rules. So I thought that was an interesting, thought-provoking quote within the chapter. And another thing that I picked out that I thought was interesting is that we should never evaluate until we understand the argument being made. And I think a lot of times we quickly come to a decision or a conclusion without really thinking it through, and without getting those reasons behind why we came to that conclusion, or why did somebody else come to that conclusion. So I think that some of the things that we're going to learn this semester will be extremely beneficial in our environments as we move forward in the world of business. So the book also went through critical thinking steps and outlined each one of those steps, and information and thought-provoking information about each of those steps. Another area that I found interesting within the book was the information regarding decisions from the courts, and for example, how judges need to have reasoning behind their conclusions or decision regarding, say, a situation within the court, and the fact that they need to rely on things of historical record pertinent to their decisions, to base their conclusions on. So while I haven't had a lot of experience within the court system, I have watched TV shows and that type of thing, and you always hear them reference various court cases. And so that is very interesting as well, that is sort of a requirement of um, the judges and others within legal disputes, and making sure that they are utilizing legal precedent as they make their decisions. And so I also thought that that was interesting, as the book also talked about the steps within legal reasoning, and again outlined in detail each of those steps. And I have a feeling that we'll be referring to this chapter often as we are learning how to um, develop our critical thinking skills, and how to be sure that we are evaluating utilizing legal reasoning. And as the chapter came to a conclusion, part of the end of the chapter really talks about how we will be utilizing these skills, and how we may find that they are falling over into our personal enjoyment, reading, or things that we may hear, experiences that we may have either in our workplace or school environments, and being able to put those critical thinking skills and legal reasoning into our thought processes. So again, I do think that we'll be utilizing this chapter more as we are moving ahead in this class. Thank you.